In episode 86, Wang Lin follows the soul refining sect's rules and takes a soul banner and a jade slip containing the soul refining technique from others. He then sets up a secluded cave residence to focus on his cultivation. During his training, he unexpectedly discovers an ancient soul seal that contains a golden soul banner. Just as he attempts to break the seal, a soul beast, resembling a Chilean, a mythical Chinese creature, and with the cultivation of an early-stage deity transformation, suddenly appears and charges toward Wang Lin. With his current strength, he is unable to easily tame this beast, so he retreats, continuing to gather spiritual energy and cultivate the soul refining technique in hopes of waiting for a better opportunity. For the past few months, Su Yun and Lu Wei have quietly settled near his cave, spreading Wang Lin's reputation to intimidate any potential enemies. Though their cultivation is not strong, they are aware of the ruthless ways of the soul refining sect. Without backing, they would eventually be consumed by others. To protect themselves and their resources, they chose to align with Wang Lin and create momentum in his favor. However, while this tactic has served to intimidate others, it has also attracted some covetous individuals. A male cultivator in the early stage of the nascent soul arrives, intending to take advantage of the situation. To his surprise, in just a few months, Wang Lin has refined 1,000 soul banner. For Wang Lin, gathering 1,000 dead souls for the soul banner is not difficult. After all, during every grand competition, countless cultivators perish. The process of refining a soul banner in the soul refining sect is divided into 3 stages: refining the soul, extracting the soul, and sealing the spirit. Refining the soul involves refining the souls of the dead and sealing them into the soul banner, allowing them to exist in soul form and grow, though they lose their original selves and are controlled by the banner's master. The more souls sealed, the more powerful the banner becomes. Extracting the soul is even more brutal. It refers to forcibly ripping a living person's soul from their body and sealing it into the soul banner. These extracted living souls are often used as the main soul of the banner, like a general commanding an army of thousands. However, the conditions for being the main soul are harsh. The main soul must be stronger than all the other souls it controls, or else it will be devoured by the subordinate souls, causing the banner to lose its main soul. Generally, only soul banners with over 1,000 souls require a main soul. The final technique, sealing the spirit, is the core secret of the soul refining sect, a technique that only the core disciples of the sect can cultivate. Back to the story. The male cultivator, seeing Wang Lin summon the 1,000 soul banner, is naturally unwilling to back down and also summons a soul banner of the same level. It's worth noting that very few can refine 1,000 soul banner, as only such banners require a main soul to control them, and those who can wield such banners are no ordinary cultivators. Therefore, Wang Lin's action already demonstrates his profound skill in the soul refining technique. However, what the male cultivator doesn't expect is that Wang Lin not only possesses 1,000 soul banner but has also mastered one of the 3 great abilities of the soul refining sect, the soul whirlpool. With a mere point of his finger, a vortex forms and quickly pulls the majority of the souls in the male cultivator's soul banner. Only a nascent soul-level main soul barely escapes but is ultimately controlled by Wang Lin. Wang Lin uses his hand to pull the soul back and learns of its origins from the cultivator's mouth. At this point, the outcome is already decided. Defeated, the male cultivator has no choice but to follow the rules of the soul refining sect and hand over the soul banner. This battle catches the attention of someone who has been watching Wang Lin in secret, Lu Mei. Lu Mei sees that Wang Lin has regained most of his cultivation and, though she smiles and congratulates him, her words subtly try to shake his resolve. She advises him to leave Vermilion Birdstar to avoid calamity, warning that staying would lead him down the same path as Hong Dai. Her words appear caring but are filled with ulterior motives. What she truly desires is not Wang Lin's departure but for him to feel something toward her, even if it's just gratitude. As long as she plants the seed of attachment in his heart, she has succeeded. Even a faint shadow of her in Wang Lin's heart would be enough. However, Wang Lin remains unmoved, showing no emotional response. If he were not unable to discern Lu Mei's cultivation, he might have already struck her down without hesitation. As for her comment about his cultivation recovery, it's not an exaggeration. Wang Lin, once his primordial spirit fully recovers, will return to the middle stage of deity transformation. In other words, he is now almost a deity transformation cultivator without his primordial spirit, but he is vastly more powerful compared to when he first entered the soul refining sect. One day, while Wang Lin is cultivating, his spiritual sense detects a strong disturbance coming from deep within the soul refining peak. He senses that a grand elder with peak nascent soul cultivation is attempting to refine the golden soul banner. The banner seals an ancient Chilean soul beast, and its oppressive force is immense, so even the Grand Elder is cautious not to underestimate it. The Grand Elder knows that if he doesn't act soon, the speed at which the Chilean's soul grows will surpass his own cultivation, and he will never be able to control it. After all, there is only one such soul banner sealed under each peak, and the sect has issued a decree that anyone with the ability may compete for it. However, despite the Grand Elder using the strongest secret technique of the soul refining sect, blood sacrifice, he still could not suppress the Chilean soul beast in the soul banner. This was because the soul banner did not contain just one soul beast, but several, and their power far surpassed his. After several rounds of battle, the Grand Elder realized there was no chance of victory, and his thoughts slowly turned to retreat. Without hesitation, Wang Lin's spiritual sense descended forcefully, making the Grand Elder mistakenly believe that a deity transformation ancestor from the peak had arrived. The force of the battle with the beast soul caused the Grand Elder to be seriously injured in panic, attempting to flee. However, to his surprise, Wang Lin materialized from the void, lightly tapping his finger, causing the Grand Elder to faint and collapse. Within the golden soul banner, a golden Chilean soul beast appeared. Wang Lin instantly recognized it as the soul of a Chilean, which, though not a physical form, retained its inheritance memories and the ability to cast techniques. Its power was approaching the late stage of deity transformation, and if further nurtured, it would likely enter the infant transformation stage, making it extremely powerful. To fully subdue the soul banner, Wang Lin employed various methods, even summoning the god-slaying war chariot. The beast within the chariot, weakened after the battle with Hong Dai, saw the Chilean soul as a great supplement and immediately opened its mouth to swallow it. The Chilean soul fiercely resisted, but it was pushed back and had no power to fight, eventually fleeing in panic. Seizing the opportunity, Wang Lin collected the golden soul banner, using his essence blood to bind it and sealing the Chilean's main soul within. As the beast saw its much-needed supplement being taken away, it exploded in rage and attacked. Wang Lin immediately used iron chains to seal it and suppress it back into the god-slaying war chariot. Although this battle alarmed the deity transformation cultivators of the soul refining sect, the ancestor intervened to stop them, and they did not interfere. Meanwhile, Wang Lin sensed a strange goodwill coming from the blood ring. Later, Wang Lin went to the soul extracting peak, where he traded hundreds of dead souls and a nascent soul cultivator for the soul extracting jade slip, learning that the soul sealing jade slip could only be held by deity transformation ancestors. He then explored the spiritual veins of both the soul extracting and soul sealing peaks and took the soul banner left under the soul sealing peak. However, this soul banner was far less powerful than the one he had forcefully taken with the Chilean soul as the main soul. To restore his primordial spirit, Wang Lin decided to use the pressure of the soul refining sect's strongest cultivators to break through his limits. Though extremely dangerous, he boldly proceeded to the golden ring guarded by 9 deity transformation cultivators. There, he summoned 100,000 soul banners and band banners, releasing the golden Chilean and numerous souls in a magnificent display of power. Confronted by the 9 deity transformation cultivators, Wang Lin countered with overwhelming pressure and techniques, forcing the enemies to retreat. In the end, an elder stepped out of the blood ring, a powerful cultivator in the infant transformation stage, exactly what Wang Lin had been waiting for. To his surprise, the elder had also been waiting for him. After sending the 9 deity transformation cultivators away, the elder called Wang Lin Zhang Niu, showing that he knew him well. To demonstrate goodwill, the elder expelled Lu Mei from the soul refining sect. Despite Lu Mei pleading as a disciple of Vermilion Bird, the elder remained resolute and expelled her without hesitation. After all, facing a soul banner with 1 billion souls, even an ascendant cultivator would find it hard to escape unscathed. The elder had already sensed Lu Mei's arrival, but he purposely expelled her in front of Wang Lin, clearly with ulterior motives. However, the elder did not rush to reveal his true intentions. Instead, he continuously offered Wang Lin great gifts. First, he used his powerful pressure and spiritual might to accelerate Wang Lin's primordial spirit recovery. During this process, Wang Lin's cultivation rapidly increased, returning to the mid-stage of deity transformation, and even the T's subtle meaning left by Li Yuanfong dissipated entirely. After sending 2 gifts, the elder used the spiritual energy within the billion soul banners to further enhance Wang Lin's cultivation, quickly pushing him to the peak of late deity transformation. With the elder's help, Wang Lin's cultivation skyrocketed, and his spiritual energy became more powerful than ever before. He realized that the elder must have some hidden agenda, or he wouldn't be so generous in offering assistance. As Wang Lin absorbed the spiritual energy, he did not hesitate, even leveraging the connection with his true self to absorb the energy together, receiving a tremendous boost. The true self, practicing the ancient divine art, absorbed energy like a true ancient god, and as both the true self and Wang Lin absorbed the energy simultaneously, the spiritual force from the soul banners poured into Wang Lin's body like a flood. The elder watched this scene with a mix of surprise and pain but continued to provide the spiritual energy without hesitation. Wang Lin knew when to stop, ceasing to absorb the energy once his true self reached the strength of a 3-star ancient god. After giving 3 gifts, the elder finally revealed his true intentions. It turned out that the elder had planned to contact Zhang Niu for some time and had deliberately spread the false rumor that Zhang Niu had killed a deity transformation cultivator of the soul refining sect to use that as a cover for his actions, obscuring his true motives. It turned out that the soul refining sect was once a 5th-rank cultivation nation. Although it once had the opportunity to ascend to a 6th-rank nation, it was forcefully suppressed by the Vermilion Bird Nation, ultimately losing the chance to advance and even its national territory, reducing it to merely a sect. The reason the Vermilion Bird Nation acted this way was that, upon their initial arrival on the Vermilion Bird Star, they had waged a brutal war against the Immortal Remnants clan, suffering the loss of many ascendant cultivators. To prevent other cultivation nations from surpassing them, the Vermilion Bird Nation had no choice but to maintain its superiority through suppression. Thus, becoming a 6th-rank nation had become both the ultimate goal and the inescapable fate of the soul refining sect. They had to find an exceptionally talented successor. Wang Lin, as one of Yun Kzi's successors, had the qualifications to contend for the position of the next Vermilion Bird. In terms of strength, Wang Lin was undoubtedly among the top-tier deity transformation cultivators, making him the elder's first choice. And that was only part of the reason. In truth, the elder's senior brother possessed a particularly unique Dao intent, not one of offensive power, but of foresight. Unfortunately, even after exhausting his entire lifespan in divination, he could not foresee the one who could lead the soul refining sect to fulfill its long-cherished wish. However, coincidentally, the moment the elder's senior brother's life ended was precisely when Wang Lin arrived at the sect gates. The elder, seeing his own end approaching, placed all his hopes on Wang Lin. Although Wang Lin harbored doubts, he eventually chose to accept the challenge and do his best. After passing on the spirit sealing technique to Wang Lin, the elder went into seclusion to prepare for the handover that would take place 10 years later. Although he advised Wang Lin to stay low for safety's sake, Wang Lin insisted on traveling to the Snow Nation to exact revenge. In his eyes, if he lacked the means to protect himself, he wouldn't have lived to this day. Before setting off, he first traveled to Chu country to merge with his original body and brought along Zhou Ru and the pagoda, since he would be residing long-term in the soul refining sect after avenging his great enemy. Before departure, Wang Lin let the heaven-defying bead absorb the wood essence he had seized from Hong Dai. With only the metal essence remaining, the heaven-defying bead would be complete and recognize him as its master. Then, he headed straight for the Snow Nation to launch his revenge. At this time, Li Yuanfong was in seclusion, recovering from injuries. Having forcibly broken through to the infant transformation stage, he had been gravely wounded by Sun Tai. The fact that his cultivation hadn't regressed was already a stroke of fortune. Wang Lin's arrival forced him to emerge. As Wang Lin reached the temple where Li Yuanfong was secluded, he used his formidable power to shatter its defenses in an instant. When 3 elders tried to stop him, Wang Lin showed no mercy and easily killed one. Faced with this crisis, Li Yuanfong retaliated, and the two engaged in a fierce battle. Wang Lin's overwhelming power shocked Li Yuanfong, who realized that Wang Lin's advancement had far exceeded conventional expectations. As the battle intensified, more cultivators arrived, but Wang Lin's thunderous roar intimidated all who approached, forcing them to retreat. Eventually, the battle between Wang Lin and Li Yuanfong reached a fever pitch. Li Yuanfong gradually realized he might never match Wang Lin again. He could only plead with Wang Lin to spare the innocent and ordered all other cultivators to retreat 10,000 miles. Still, the fight continued. Li Yuanfong used a strange power through a small black leather drum, attempting to control Wang Lin's heartbeat, but failed. Wang Lin destroyed the drum and pressed the attack. Refusing to back down, Li Yuanfong summoned a giant made of ice and snow to strike back. But Wang Lin, with his powerful ancient god physique, clashed directly with the giant and ultimately destroyed it. The unyielding Li Yuanfong unleashed his Dao intent of T-realm, infused with immortal energy, trying to halt Wang Lin's assault. In response, Wang Lin revealed his increasingly perfected Dao intent of life and death reincarnation, and used the massive projection of the ancient god to suppress Li Yuanfong. Wang Lin secretly thought that if he could break through to the soul transformation stage and wield immortal energy, his combat power would rise tremendously. He could then unleash the full power of both the soul banner and the forbidden banner. Confronted with Wang Lin's overwhelming might, Li Yuanfong exhausted all his strength and divine abilities, launching a sky-shattering battle. In the end, his strength waned and he neared collapse. Unable to resist any longer, he tried to escape. Wang Lin, using the terrifying speed of his ancient god body, quickly cut off Li Yuanfeng's path. In desperation, Li Yuanfong attempted to self-destruct in a last-ditch effort to take Wang Lin down with him. Wang Lin, seeing this, sneered. Though the self-destruction of an infant transformation cultivator would be devastating, Wang Lin could tear open a spatial rift and escape unscathed. If Li Yuanfong detonated himself, the Snow Nation would be obliterated along with him. Ultimately, Li Yuanfong gave up the idea of self-detonation and instead proposed not to resist in exchange for Wang Lin sparing the remaining cultivators of the Snow Nation. Wang Lin said nothing more, performed the soul refining Sect's soul extraction technique, and pulled Li Yuanfeng's soul from his body and sealed it. After that, he issued a command, declaring that from now on, the Snow Nation must not produce any deity transformation cultivators and above, otherwise he would return again and personally seal all deity transformation cultivators, causing their cultivation realms to plummet. Li Yuanfeng's sacrifice not only cost him his life but also caused the Snow Nation to fall from a 5th-rank cultivation nation to a 3rd-rank one. Wang Lin's action made Zhang Niu's name even more resounding, becoming an invincible existence below the deity transformation stage. Although Yun Kz felt proud of Wang Lin's rising fame, believing he had the foresight to recognize talent back then, he felt troubled over the matter of Zxian offending Wang Lin and being thrown into a spatial rift. If not for Zxian still having value, he would have long disdained rescuing her. Wang Lin knew nothing about this and couldn't be bothered to care. At this moment, his only thought was to deal with the ancestor of the giant demon clan. Well, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching this video. Wish you a wonderful day.